In the heart of where the rustling palm fronds told ancient stories and the red earth stained every barefoot step, the old church of St. Jude stood like a quiet guardian. Its weathered stones and cracked stained glass windows bore witness to the sins and secrets of generations. Father Dominic came to Muro 5 years ago, a young priest then, barely 30, sent from the seminary in a new goo. He arrived with a single battered suitcase and a reputation for zeal. His first sermon had people whispering that the Holy Spirit had come to dwell among them. His voice rang out like a bell, clear and commanding, yet soft enough to coax tears from the hardest men. To the elders, he was a son. To the youth, he was a confidant. To the women, he was a comfort. And to Chimamanda, he became something else altogether. Chimamanda had married Emeka the year Father Dominic arrived. She was 17, her head still full of dreams from the Catholic girls' school she'd left behind. Emeka was older by 12 years, respected for his shrewd business mind and the way he provided for his widowed mother. Their wedding was the talk of the village. The handsome groom, the shy young bride, the new priest blessing them under the golden crucifix. In the beginning, Chimamanda's days were busy. She learned to manage Emeka's household, feeding goats, tending cassava, kneeling to pound yam into smooth white fufu. But as Emeka's trading routes grew longer, so did her loneliness. Letters came back with sweet promises and rare fabrics, but gossip traveled faster than the post. At first, she brushed off the rumors. Women who claimed to have seen him with girls in cheap motels. Laughter behind her back when she passed the market. She told herself it was lies. That was easier than facing the hollow in her chest each night when she lay alone. She turned to the only place that felt safe, the church. Father Dominic always welcomed her, always listened. He praised her devotion. He praised her strength. Sometimes he praised her beauty, but he said it was the beauty of a pure heart, a blessed soul. One Sunday after Mass, she stayed behind to clean the altar. She found him alone, eyes sunken from nights of fasting and prayer, he claimed. He asked how she was. She told him, and when she wept, he did not flinch. He pressed a handkerchief into her palms and cupped her chin like a father comforting a child. Weeks turned to months. After evening prayers, she lingered. Sometimes he sent the catechist away early. They would talk in the sacristy by lantern light, the shadows flickering like restless spirits. He spoke of sacrifice, temptation, the fragile line between flesh and spirit. He spoke of love, not the vulgar kind, he said, but a love that lifted them above the world's filth. One night, as rain battered the zinc roof and thunder riled the old pews, he held her as she sobbed. She remembers the smell of incense clinging to his cassock, the warmth of his hand on her back. When he kissed her forehead, she told herself it was a blessing. When he kissed her lips, she told herself it was mercy. When he guided her trembling hand under his robe, she told herself it was obedience. Afterward, she sat alone in her room, staring at the crucifix above her bed. She could not pray. Each time she tried, Father Dominic's voice drowned out her own. The next day, he acted as though nothing had happened, but he called for her again and again. Each time she thought she would say no, and each time her legs carried her back. When her belly began to swell, she knew the prayers for forgiveness could not erase what had been done. She knew her neighbors would find out. They always did. So she went to the only other person she trusted, Mama Agnes, Emeka's mother. The old woman wept as if mourning a child. Then rage rose like a tide. "My son leaves you to wolves," she spat. "But this man, this priest," her voice trailed off. She did not know whether to blame her son's neglect, the priest's deceit, or Chimamanda's weakness. Word spread through Muro like wildfire in the Harmattan. Some villagers defended Father Dominic. The girl tempted him. They said, "She is not as innocent as she looks." Others called for his head. One night, Emeka returned unannounced. He found his mother waiting at the door, her eyes swollen from tears. He found his wife curled up on the floor, retching into a basin. He found his God gone silent. The bishop came with his men in black suits. They asked questions in hushed voices. They promised justice, but gave no answers. One dawn, a car drove away with Father Dominic in the back seat, staring out the window like a ghost being ferried away. No one knew where they took him. No one asked too loudly. Chimamanda's child was born on a sweltering afternoon. A boy. She knew God has done great things. Some said she should leave the child at the convent. She refused. She raised him alone, head high when people whispered in the market. Every Sunday, she went to the new church the diocese built after tearing down St. Jude's. She sat at the back pew, her son beside her, his small hand in hers. When asked why she stayed in the Muro, why she didn't run from shame, she would smile, tired but unbroken, and say, "Even shadows need light to remind them what they are." And though the villagers forgot the scandal in time, folded it away like a moth-eaten garment, they remembered Chimamanda, not as a girl who fell, but as the woman who stood up again.